Hey guys, how's it going? Um, got something a little different today. This is the Imperial M7S survival knife. Manufactured, who the heck knows when? Because I get all kinds of different dates when I try to research it. We'll say anywhere from 1979 to early 90s. Something to that effect. This one probably I probably got it around 88, 89, somewhere around there. So I'm going to go with, I know it was manufactured in the 80s. M7, which some of you may or may not know, is a designation for the bayonet that fits on the M16. And this was basically made from those parts. It is an M7 bayonet blade with saw teeth added and a very fine serration added up here. Instead of the locking mount for the gun, it has a claw hammer. And the crossguard has no barrel ring, but it does have a Phillips head screwdriver and a flathead screwdriver. The handle is the same as was on the bayonets. This one is marked, I don't know if it'll show up, but Imperial Made in USA M7S. Features a parkerized finish blade, and if you don't know what a parkerized finish is, was used on military rifles and stuff like that. I don't know exactly what parkerizing is, but I did have a buddy that had his M1 Garand that he refinished, reparkerized, and it looked absolutely gorgeous. It almost has like a, I don't know if it shows up on camera, but if you see down here where there's no wear, there's almost a sparkly to it. I don't know if it shows up at all. This thing obviously looks a little beat and a little worn, but most of that's just from coming in and out of the sheath. Was an interesting knife. Like I said, I'm gonna put it as they sold them in the 80s. And Imperial being owned by Charade, or Charade owned by Imperial, or some guy owning both companies, however that exactly worked out. I'm including this in my Charade / Imperial knives little bit I'm doing with the different knives I have from them. This is no longer available, obviously. There is a current China-made version that's all in stainless steel, and it looks, other than the blade shape, it looks a lot different. It is a high carbon steel, and from what I understand, it is tempered to be excessively tough. Like the bayonet blades, where, I mean, they had to be tough because of the abuse that they could end up going through, so this has been tempered in the same way, which means, or at least which means for me, that it's a pain in the butt to get a really good edge on. I mean, you can get a good utility edge on it, but to get that real, hair shaving sharp, not so great. This came with this sheath, which is pretty thick, heavy nylon here. The nylon out here isn't the best, but you see all that wear on the blade comes from the, I don't know if they show, but the metal clips in here that kind of pinch the blade when you're putting it in and out. And that's, you know, it was like that on the bayonet sheaths too. They had metal clips that pinched on the blade. This had come with, in this pocket was, it's no longer here, a magnesium fire starter and a compass, which both things are in my little wood / survival bag. It also came with this little container, which didn't come with the string, but that's what I threw on there. And in the container was a little bag here with a fishing kit. And it looks like I opened this up for something. Sewing needles, fishing kit, line. Oh, and there was some matches in there and a striker. I took the matches out because they were getting crappy. That's right, I remember now. This thing's been stored away for a long time, so I kind of forget. And that's what came in there. As far as being a survival knife, well, if I had nothing else, I wouldn't throw it away. But and it is a rugged tool. I'll give him that. But with the difficulty in getting a good performing edge, saw teeth that are honestly virtually useless. The tiny saw teeth serrated area up here actually functions really well. It's sharp, and for cutting small things it works okay. The screwdriver bits on the guide, well, you tell me, does that look easy to use? I mean, you might get away with using the flathead, but with this, with the claw down here coming up just about even with the Phillips head, I don't think that's going to work. I have used the hammer. I have pounded with this thing and it did admirably, and I have even pulled nails with it and it did admirably. Of course, you know, if you're going to pull nails, it's probably a good idea to have the sheath on it. But yeah, there it is. This crazy knife from the past that I thought was fairly interesting. I figured I'd share it with you. The tool that shouldn't have been. I mean, survival knife, I think you can't. It's all handle heavy, so if you ever wanted to whack something with the blade, well, yeah, it would be useless. You could probably stab a zombie in the eye with it, though. Anyway. Okay. So, yeah, there's the Imperial M7S survival knife. Not so easy to come by anymore. I was looking at them on eBay. I found a couple of them. I've heard of them selling nowadays for as much as $150, which I think is crazy, but I don't think I paid any more than $50 for it brand new. But, yeah. For what it's worth, there it is. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great one and take care. See you soon.